Hello, I'm Saul Rubrum and welcome to another video. So, I don't know if anybody knows this, but I'm a really big JoJo's fan. And I've seen this trend going on everywhere. It's like, I've seen it everywhere. And I just wanted to participate a bit. So, hold on, I gotta do a clap sync. Kind of forgot about that. Anyway, so I just wanted to do this. Just go over it and see where I actually land in the spectrum. And it kind of seemed fun. So, starting off with part 1, I kind of put it in a solid B tier. Because, yeah, Hamano is cool and all, but it isn't as... I don't watch JoJo for Hamon, I watch it for the stands. Actually, I might down a bit. Because, I don't know, it's just Dio, and Dio is amazing. But I wouldn't say it's like a masterpiece or anything. It's okay. It's a solid C tier. Moving on to part 2, that it's a C tier. I want to say it's the best. You know, the Pillarmen are kind of cool, but Joseph is really cocky. And you know what? I actually like that. I'm gonna put this in a B tier. Moving on to part 3, I'm gonna put it in A tier because part 3 was the first time I saw it, and I think most people just tune into JoJo because of part 3, because there's so many memeable things in there. And I remember the first time I saw it, I was kind of actually looking forward to a show called Blue Dragon. I'm not sure if that's still around, but I liked it when I was a kid. And this came up, and the first episode I saw was the sun. And Jotaro just laughing, and everybody laughing. That is one of the best one of the best screenshots ever. Yeah, and you know, Dio's cool, stands are cool. There's the time stop. You could probably skip. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna put this in B. Still above part 2, but like the the portion between the beginning and the end, you could just probably skip. It is kind of a padding, so I'm just gonna put it in B because of that. Moving on to part 4, I'm gonna put that in A, and that's only because of the second half of the part, because it's good. You know, the whole murder mystery, but you know everything, but the characters don't, and there's this whole, oh, what is gonna happen? And the scene where Okuyasu dies, but then he comes back. That is legendary, man. Legendary. Anyways, Josuke, he's a decent guy. I actually kind of like him. There's a lot of people who say Jotaro has no personality, and that is true. But there's like a whole bunch of people who are just making backstory for him, like, oh, his father wasn't there, or because of that, he's always the strong and silent type and whatnot. And which, I don't know, it isn't in the show. If nobody gets it, that's just Araki's problem. Maybe you should have put that in there, like, actually gave a reason for it. I get maybe in part 4 or part 6 where, oh, he kind of lost all of his friends, but part 3, he is just kind of a meh. And coming from that to Josuke, which is a person who is basically Jotaro, but with more emotion, and he feels like one of the boys, alright? Which is a major upgrade over Jotaro. So I'm just gonna put this in A. I just like, and there's more people who are invested in, like Okuyasu and Koichi. You get more time with them, so you know you like them more. So yeah, that's it for part 4. Now moving on to part 5, and I'm gonna put it right behind part 4 because of one thing. Giorno isn't the main character in this one. The gang is the main character. He doesn't really do a lot of things. He has, I think, 3 fights, and the Requiem thing is cool, but it confuses the hell out of me. That's it. Moving on to part 6, and I'm gonna put that right above part 3, but still in B tier. When it came out, it was, I liked the openings and everything. like the animations, they're okay, but I don't really have anything to say on the anime part. But when I read part 6, I fucking hated it. I fucking hated it. Like the ending just made me want to throw my phone across the room. But after seeing the anime, I just kind of, my opinions changed on it. I don't know why, but maybe it's because I actually watched the whole anime. When I was reading the manga, I just kind of read the beginning, and then my eyes start hurting, so I just skipped to the end of it, and I didn't like it. But I wouldn't say it's anywhere near part 5 or 4. Okay, moving on. And I think most people don't like it, and I didn't like it because it kind of kills everyone at the end of it. Because the people who you see at the end of that part, are just copies of. They're not even copies. They're different people to all the people that we were following, and they all just died. And this is a whole nother thing. Okay, moving on to Steel Ball Run. Easy S tier. Best S tier. I just love it. If you haven't read it, I recommend you go read it. It was like one of the first mangas I read, and it just, I don't know, kind of snowpiled into me having a library in my room. There's no English version of it though. That's a shame. I really wanted to get the Steel Ball Run whole thing, but there isn't any English version of it. Actually, I think I got the recent most JoJo manga. It's right here. It's part 6, volume 2. But yeah, there's no manga of it, and you can only read it online. Let's see, what else? You know, it's a great reintroduction. Well, I wouldn't say reintroduction. They kind of use like references to old parts and everything. Araki says that it was just a way for him to redo some of the things and just reincorporate them. Yeah, that was awesome. And Funny Valentine is great. The plot is just them fighting over a corpse, which can be weird, very weird. But what the heck was I gonna say? It is JoJo. It is JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. What do you expect? There's dinosaurs in it. You know, the whole thing is a cowboy themed part, and I just love westerns. That's a lie. I don't like westerns. I don't watch them a lot. Just anyway. Yeah, great part. You should watch. And this stand is great. It's like it has acts for Johnny Joestar, and Gyro Zoppelli is he's pretty great. Yeah, that's about it without spoiling anything. Moving on to part 8. As Easy F tier. The worst fucking part I've read. I don't like it. Anybody who says they like it, they either don't, they either fully get it, or just, I don't know. I have no idea. I didn't like it. I liked the first parts of it. It's a slice of life, and I think the villain, Rocky, maybe was trying to do the same thing he did with Kira. It is like a amalgamation of part 3 and 4. But I just didn't like it. Just like, and that's it. Like the first parts of it, like the beginning, I kind of liked it. Like, who is this guy? But as the thing kind of went along, there wasn't a clear thing that was going on. It was just like about a fruit, and at the end of it, nothing really gets resolved. There is no end point. It just says, this is good enough, and it just kind of ends. Okay, that's it. If you watched this, thank you. If you didn't, thank you again. And subscribe. Bye-bye.